What's going on, y'all? It's the kid Jay Nolan here. Alright, y'all know I made a video a couple weeks ago talking about the whole writers' strike in Hollywood. Of course, the actors have also joined. They are doing the SAG-AFTRA strike because they're trying to get more money, more royalties. And I know it's kind of hard to identify with, especially when you may work a regular job or you work in other industries. You don't understand how Hollywood works. You don't understand how the pay structure in entertainment works. So it's kind of hard to really break all of this stuff down. It's hard to understand why they're going on strike. And I think it's easy to kind of look at them as like entitled people, like they have these unrealistic expectations. But today I want to kind of demystify that. There's a couple of different stories that are going around that I want to basically pinpoint. Now, one story I want to start with is former Nickelodeon and Disney actress Giovannie. She recently came out and gave a great amount of detail about what life has been like for her after being a child star. A lot of times we only look at them for their work as children. A lot of them go off to become drug addicts or alcoholics and get into trouble and backlash and basically just become really rebellious people. In Miss Giovanni's case, that's not what happened. However, life has not been all roses, rainbows, and sunshine ever since, right? Because she got typecast as a child actor. I haven't really seen her in a lot of films since then, not a lot of TV shows. But the thing about it is when you do that type of work, your work is going to be exploited for the rest of your life. So you're supposed to actually share in the residuals, or at least you would hope to. And that's one of the primary reasons why SAG-AFTRA and the writers are on strike right now, is so that people can have livable wages and actually be able to take care of their families off of their work. And I know, again, it sounds like, man, you got paid, but I'm gonna go ahead and let her tell her complete story because I think a lot of people need to see this.
I need y'all to understand that not all child stars are rich. Not all of us are balling. The leads of the cast, they get the big money checks. The supporting cast, like myself, we don't get that. That's why we're striking. Okay? I'm asking for a livable wage. I'm asking for health insurance. You have no idea how hard it is. We just came out of COVID, and now we're going into a strike. I used my 401k, my nest egg, my savings to survive COVID. I don't know what money y'all think I have, or I'm saving up something. No. Okay, between family members stealing from me, or doing a show where they didn't pay me, or now I'm fighting for residuals because executives don't want to give me a dime. I am asking for a livable wage. I'm asking for health insurance. I got responsibilities and things that I got to take care of. We got back to school coming. I got to put my son in a private school. Oh, you ain't got to do that. You put him in public school. I can't put him in public school because when I did, they was picking on him because of me. The parents were jealous because I was on TV and famous, and they told their kids to pick on my kid. So I had to take him out and put him in a decent school. I'm tired. I don't own a home. I barely own my car. So I don't know what money y'all think I have, but I don't. I have a job. I got two. So don't sit there and go, oh, well, why don't you just go get a job? I got a job. I got a job. I don't make enough money to qualify for SAG health insurance, but I make too much money to qualify for assistance, but not enough money to pay for whatever procedures I need out of pocket. This is why I strike.
So in a nutshell, for me, I feel like this is where the empire strikes back, right? In the entertainment industry, a lot of people are going through the exact same thing that Miss Giovannie is experiencing, but a lot of people would never come out and admit to this. A lot of people would never come out and be vulnerable enough to speak on the challenges that they face. A lot of people suffer in silence. But honestly, I feel like for the majority, there's more people in Hollywood or former people that worked in Hollywood that were child stars, that were on TV shows at some point. They were on big movies, you know, and you haven't seen their face recently. They're going through some of the same things. Some of those people might have parlayed their money into businesses. Some of them may have been able to save. It sounds like she did have some sort of savings, some sort of nest egg, but that got used up surviving through COVID. She may not have been able to work. She may have been laid off from her job. There's so many different things that could have happened. She says she's working 2 jobs, so it's not like she's sitting on her tail just waiting on things to happen. Unfortunately, the money is just not coming fast enough, and it's just not enough in general being generated. She also brought up a really good point talking about how the main actors versus the support actors get paid, because the people that are the flagship faces of the actual show, faces of the network, etc., they're definitely going to have a different level of pay than people that are supporting cast members, you know what I'm saying? Not to mention the fact that she mentioned family members stealing, so I wouldn't find it too surprising if her parents were actually taking money from her aunts, uncles, and different people, you know, during her youth, asking for things, and she probably felt like she was obligated to give them what they wanted or give them what they asked for because of how they helped. You needed to be here, you need to be on set, you need to get your hair and makeup done, we were always there for you. Who was there to take you? Who was there to help you get these opportunities for you to even make this money? You know, a lot of people find themselves in a space where their families try to guilt them into basically giving up everything that they own for their good. And she explicitly said it herself that family members stole from her, and people that do this, they deserve to get their ass whooped. We've seen this happen with Amanda Bynes. We've seen this happen with Britney Spears as well. You know, people try to put conservatorships or whatever the fuck they call those things over people, where they basically can dictate how they're moving, basically put them on mental health watch to say that they don't know how to manage their money and all of this stuff, while the family goes out and parlays and takes advantage of all of the benefits that come from the hard work of their child. I think those people need their asses put in jail for theft, and they also need their ass whooped every time somebody see them. Because to be honest, I don't give a fuck if I made $75 or $75 million. If I work hard for that shit, I put my life on the line, I become the face of a TV show. The kids look up to me. They want to look like me, dress like me, act like me, say my quotables from the script. Guess what? I deserve to spend the money how I want. And if I waste all 75, whatever it is, $75, 75 million, that's on me to do, because I put the work in to do it. Now, for those of y'all that don't understand how residuals work, when you go into a studio, and this is the same for music and film, you go into the studio, you put your time in. Of course, they're going to pay you an upfront fee, or they're going to give you a set fee for your time. They're going to give you a set fee to perform what they ask you to do, right? The residuals are payments that come out quarterly, biannually, whatever it is, every couple months throughout the year. Whenever that production ends up being used, whether that's on TV, whether that's on streaming platforms, on demand, all of these different things, every time y'all watch all of this content, it gets tallied, it gets registered, it gets sent out to people that are collecting this data, right? And the people that own this work, they're getting paid every time. You see all these movies and TV shows that are available for rent on YouTube. You see that they're available on Amazon, the stuff that you got to actually pay for, Amazon Prime, right? All of that stuff is accounted for, and people are making money off of it. And the actors are just saying, hey, we should be sharing in that, and we should be paid fairly off of that. I don't think that's too much to ask for. Now, somebody else that came out and talked about her residual payments and how poor they are is Brandy Evans, aka Mercedes from P-Valley. She recently came out and showed the people what those royalty checks look like, and they're actually on strike in part to make sure that they get increased, because they cannot live off of this. Again, they get paid for the work up front. Yes, everybody sees that. Remember, these people are not being paid millions of dollars. You see Denzel, you see Will Smith, Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, etc. Yeah, they may get paid $20 million, $30 million, $50 million to go do some work. That's the top of the top, which means everybody else that falls below them is getting below them. Whether that be 1 million, 2 million, 300,000, 700,000, 150,000. These fees, that's an upfront one-time thing. It's not going to take care of you for the rest of your life, right? Not to mention all of the other people that have to get paid. I'm going to actually play a video from Taraji P. Henson in a minute that breaks this down as well. But first, I want to just go into royalties because that's what I brought up in the first place. So let's get into Brandy.
What's up, y'all? So I just walked in the house. I ain't even taken off my bag yet because I was like, are those 3 SAG-AFTRA checks on my table? Let me open them up. It's my birthday week, my birthday Friday, so I was like, perfect timing. Let me show y'all what they got me, okay? That's the first check. That's the second check. And that's the third check. And that's why we gonna strike.
So there you have it. Miss Brandy Evans put it on the line for y'all. One check was $3.99, another check was $4.67, and another check was for the grand total of 1 motherfucking cent. 1 penny. Y'all should have just goddamn threw it in the trash, threw it in a goddamn pond. Why would you send somebody a check for 1 cent? Most companies won't even do that. If you haven't reached a certain threshold on your payments, they will hold the money up until you make $25, $50, or $100 in a lot of companies' cases. So the fact that she even received this paltry little bit of money shows that she's blessed, because a lot of people have to wait on the money to come until it hits a certain amount. She showed y'all 3 checks and she made less than $10. Coming up on her birthday, she about to go celebrate and get her a motherfucking McDouble meal with a large fry. And this is the type of money that Miss Giovannie is out here trying to fight for. She like, y'all don't even want to give me that. So you understand how bad this is? Like, yes, as regular people, we see these people on TV. We assume that they're being paid millions of dollars. We assume that they're able to keep millions of dollars. We assume that they're getting paid residuals. We assume all of these different things. And I say that because when we hear the opposite of that, when we hear people say that's not the case, then people start going, oh, okay. But we need to have more conversations about how the real world works, because everybody knows how a regular 9-to-5 works. Everybody knows how you get paid when you work at Burger King. Everybody knows how you get paid when you're a manager at Costco. Everybody knows how you get paid when you work for a corporation, right? And you're just an employee and you're on salary, and it just is what it is. The money comes. You show up, you do what you do, you get a certain amount of paid time off per year. You want anything additional, you don't get paid for it, and you just go about your merry way. If you don't have enough money, you get another job, blah, blah, blah. But your job is also not using your likeness. Your job is not also cashing in on one thing that you did for the rest of your livelihood. So that's a totally different dynamic. And if your job were to do those things, utilizing your name, image, and likeness that way, you would have an issue with it too. You would want to lawyer up, and anybody worth a grain of salt in the legal field would tell you that that needs to happen. So many people work in non-unionized professions. So again, I understand why it may not make sense to a lot of people, but the union is made to protect you. So when you work in scripted television and film, they make you join SAG. The reason why you need to join SAG is so that you can have those people fighting on your behalf in case you get taken advantage of. They create minimum payments. They create guidelines that the studios and whoever's hiring you has to give you a minimum or a boundary to say you can't treat a person worse than this. You have to start here and it goes up. Prior to me actually becoming a full-time artist and content creator, I used to work at Lockheed. That is a union company. And we knew, hey, we had to make a certain baseline of money, right? So there would be no question of how much this person getting, not how much this person getting, how much this person getting, right? And they had it in place where every 6 months or so, you had to receive a raise of certain amount of money. So you got a raise guaranteed twice a year or something like that. You were going to get bonuses at the end of the year based on the benchmarks, all of these different things. And we would have union meetings, right? To where we would have to come together, stop what we're doing, have a meeting, have pamphlets and forms informing us about the updates of the union, telling us, hey, you're going to get a raise here. You're going to get a raise here. You're going to get a bonus here. You're going to hit this benchmark. You do this here. These are the benefits that you're getting. Here's your package. Here's your health care. Here's all of these different things, right? And this is what they're fighting for in Hollywood, to say, hey, we need equal rights. Miss Giovannie is telling us, even though SAG-AFTRA has their own health insurance, she doesn't even make enough money to qualify for the insurance. Since when is that a thing? So there's definitely flaws within the system that need to be worked out. Now we're going to go into Taraji P. Henson, somebody that you would definitely identify as a big celebrity, somebody who's had a lot of successful films, a lot of cult classic films, and she's just an overall great personality in Hollywood. She's going to break down how she got paid for Benjamin Button, how she got paid $150,000, but only walked away with enough to pay for her child's tuition of $30,000. Let's get into it.
Right, because when you did Benjamin Button,
that was 150.
Right.
Okay, so let me break it down because I
Okay.
remember some people were like, 150, she greedy, that's a lot of money. Let me break this down for
break
you.
it down.
Okay. When you start making that kind of money, Uncle Sam takes 50%. So let's do the math. We're gonna act like this is romper room. You know how they give you those shows, they let you compute it for a second. So that leaves me with 75 now, right?
Yep.
Then I have to pay another 30% to my team who did all the work to get me that job.
Yes.
So I don't pay them 30% of the 75. No. I pay them 30% of the 150 that comes out of my 75. So what does that compute to? Okay, so let's break it down like this. You have 12 months in a year to make your money, right? If you do a film for 5 months, that takes you off the market for anything else to earn any other kind of coin until you're done with that show. At the time, my son's school tuition, because he was in high school at Buckley, was $30,000.
Yep.
I chose my son's education over fancy cars and all those things. And so literally for 5 months, that's what I made. His tuition. Now what? I gotta hit the pavement again, and I gotta scrounge up another check.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So that is how that works, ladies and gentlemen.
I am so happy.
This is real life money talk here. Taraji talks about how a lot of that money went to taxes. A lot of that money went to her team, right? A lot of people don't see the agencies and the managers and all of the people that got to get their fees for helping you book stuff or being on your side, helping you, be your assistants through your career. They have to be compensated for something. They're not just there standing around watching you be successful and not receiving anything. So no, when somebody makes these big checks, that's not what they take home, right? That's the same conversation as like net worth versus gross. You get what I'm saying? Not to mention, she says you're on set for 5 months shooting a film, but you can't do no other work because a lot of times the studios don't want you working on multiple projects. They want whatever it is that you're doing for them to be the primary focus. They don't want to have to compete with another project that you worked on. Sometimes we may see certain actors, they may have 3-4 movies out at the same time, but they weren't necessarily filming them all at the same time. They may have taken the last 4 years and each one got completed, but of course the different release dates, a lot of times films get pushed back, different productions end up halting. You got to come back and reshoot some things. You could have 5 months, you get paid $150,000. Once everybody else gets their cut, you walk away with enough for your child's tuition. $30,000. And then you got to go back out there and find another job, another show, another movie, right? And you might walk away with the same amount again. So everybody's looking at you like this big star, this big celebrity. You got to be rich and famous because that's what we think you are. But really, all of the work that she did this year totaled up to $60,000, which is basically just slightly above the median in America, living just like everybody else. But the problem that I feel lies within all of this is the mystique, right? All of the mystique, all of the lifestyle of the rich and famous. A lot of this stuff is being gifted to people. A lot of this stuff is being rented, not owned, but they present it to you as if they own it, right? So it sets a precedent, it sets an imagery in your mind that because I see you here, you must be living like this. We basically create a world where we can't have empathy or sympathy for these people that are real life human beings going through the same shit that we do. And they're fighting for themselves. They're fighting for their lives. They're fighting for their income the same ways that we do. Now, the only thing I don't really align with is Miss Giovannie Samuels talking about how she has to pay for her son to be in private school. I don't know how old her son is current day, but I find it a little hard to believe that the parents really banded against you to where you couldn't put your child in public school. I don't know how famous she is. I don't know where she lives. Maybe she lives in the Hollywood area or in the LA area still. But I would think if she moved out here to Atlanta, I'm just going to use that as a example. The motherfuckers ain't going to be worried about who you are. I don't think people will even recognize you like that. It's too much going on out here. It's too many movies being shot out here. It's too many people living the Black Hollywood experience. It's too many people that are mini celebrities in their own world. They gonna walk right past you because they like, shit, I'm popping. Who is you? Again, I don't know where she is. I don't know what her experience has been. I try to say I don't align with what she's saying more so than I disagree with it because, again, I can't tell her what happened to her whenever that was. I'm just saying you also have to consider other alternatives. You also have to consider solutions. So those are also things that I would bring up, right? But I'm still advocating for her. I think that she deserves everything that she's asking for. I don't think it's far-fetched to ask for studios to pay royalties on work. I don't think that's too much to ask for. That's what a lot of people have been receiving. They're already fighting to increase that. Do it. You want these people to show up. You want to be able to capitalize on people's work for the rest of yours and their lives. As long as the company owns it, they're going to keep doing whatever they want. If they want to repackage it, remaster it, redistribute it, play reruns all day, every day on TV, yes, I should be compensated for that. That's my motherfucking image and likeness that y'all keep recycling. And again, I just want y'all to have a deeper understanding on how this stuff really works. I see a lot of people that try to go at these people, try to say that they're greedy, try to say they're unreasonable, don't want to hear them out. And I think more people need to actually take the time out to hear their stories, pay attention to the stories that they're telling. And if you really enjoy seeing them in your favorite TV show, in your favorite movie, you're out here learning all of their quotes, all of their jokes, repurposing their image for memes and all of this different stuff, then you should want to treat them with the same amount of respect, right? You like them, you love them, you care about them, right? Then you should want to see them do well. Let me know what y'all think of this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification bell for all updates. I will see y'all on the next one, all right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.